Hey guys, I am thinking that today we're going to do something a little bit different. This section has a lot of vocabulary terms, and I want you guys to define these before we get started. We're going to kind of take this slow. I think this can kind of get a little confusing, but I think the vocabulary terms here are super important. So in the book, we're looking at section 8.8, which is linear and quadratic functions. So far, we've just been looking at linear functions. So I want you to define the following. This is all you're going to have to do today, but I want you to define the following terms. You'll find most of these starting on page 383 in your textbook. I want you to really stop and think and try to understand what these are. I think it's going to be really important as we move forward. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about actually working on some quadratic functions. So the first one is basically very easy, linear function. It's going to be our first term. And number two, I want you to do to look at is quadratic function. And then I want you to define parabola. Then I want you to define minimum point as that relates to parabola. It should make sense when you go through on page 383. And then least value. And axis of symmetry. And then maximum point. Running out of room here. Maximum point. Greatest value. It's the greatest value in terms of the quadratic equation. Okay. And then finally, there was one more. Vertex. Okay. So I want you to do this today, linear function, quadratic function. You can actually look at the difference between these two. We'll go over this tomorrow, but this is what I want you to do for today. So linear function, quadratic function, parabola, minimum point, least value, axis of symmetry, maximum point, greatest value, and vertex. Okay, I'm gonna make sure. I think that's everything that I wanted you to look at. I just feel like that was a lot of terms, and I wanted to make sure that you, I always tell you this, but math is truly like a language, and you need to know what these words and what these terms are. Okay, so we're going to do this for today. Tomorrow I'll go over these with you, and we'll have some examples of graphing a quadratic function. Okay, hope you all are doing well.